We look at the NFL, and it's a copycat league. I go back to the greatest show on turf when we had the St. Louis Rams, and then everybody thought, oh, let's do 5 wide, let's invite the blitz, but not everybody was going to be Kurt Warner or those wide receivers or have a Marshall Faulk in there. But that didn't stop teams from wanting to be the greatest show on turf. Go back to the Tampa 2 defense. Everybody copied that, took it from the Buccaneers. Bill Walsh, the West Coast offense. People took that and ran with it or passed with it. You had the 2 tight end situation with the Patriots. You had Gronk, of course, standing out and become a Hall of Famer with Tom Brady. Aaron Hernandez while he was still there. And I know that you look at a quarterback and you want to have a great tight end like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. And you can say, well, let's try to emulate that. Well, first of all, you can't emulate Mahomes and you can't emulate Travis Kelce. This doesn't strike me as a copycat league. Let's try to be what they are because those are 2 first ballot Hall of Famers. And you're looking at Travis Kelce, and sometimes you forget how great he is. And as Chris Collinsworth pointed out last night, he's a great receiver, not just great tight end. He's a great receiver. Once he gets the ball, he's going to score. And he's done that so far this year, having a career year, and he's 33 right now. I don't know where he ranks because when we talk about tight ends, the position has changed. I go back to Kellen Winslow as the first real athletic tight end. John Mackey was very athletic. You had Mike Ditka. Todd Christensen was a really good receiving tight end for the Raiders. And then we felt like everybody was getting that 6'4", 6'5". Antonio Gates, you got Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp. There are a lot of really good tight ends who could take advantage of a matchup against a linebacker. And then you had Gronk, and then Gronk was just different. Now, is Gronk the best tight end of all time? I guess we could argue that. He's the guy that I want if I have to score a touchdown and we're in the red zone and I'm going to use my tight end. But, you look at Tony Gonzalez's numbers. I don't think those are going to be touched by any tight end. Travis Kelce is a little bit different, though, because he didn't play his first 2 years, I don't think. And here he is, 33. You start to look at the numbers. He doesn't have 800 catches yet, has 10,000 yards. I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But, boy, does it help when you got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Tyreek Hill's gone, so there's, more attention for Travis Kelce there, and you saw that last night. I don't think there's anybody who thought Patrick Mahomes doesn't have enough time to be able to go down and score and beat the Chargers. As soon as, you look at the time and you go, he's got 2 timeouts. Yeah, it's over.
That's how I felt.
No, and look, I was rooting for the Chargers because I picked the Chargers to go to the Super Bowl, and I just realized, there are just certain things where in sports you accept it. Yeah, you just go, all right, gonna lose. And he goes zip, 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 and then it's over. And you go, he makes it look a little too easy there. There's a couple of quarterbacks where you go, come on. No, make him struggle a little bit. And Mahomes is on the sidelines. He's just talking to his teammates like, all right, how much time are they going to give me here? What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? I got to go in and win the game. All right, hold on, I'll be back. That was the feeling that I had. Here is Patrick Mahomes talking about the greatness of Travis Kelce.
He's going to keep fighting until the very end. When you see that, I think it not only is impressive for him, but it gets other guys going. I mean, like I say, he's one of the best, not the best tight end of all time, and he's coming to work every single day to get better. And so that shows you whenever you step in the facility, you're like, man, I got to get to work. If this guy's doing it, I have to be able to at least match that. So that leadership that he brings, as well as the play he brings in the field, is special, and it takes a lot off my shoulders.
Fritzy, you've been working on your Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I had a feeling we were going to pull it out. Justin Herbert's really good, but as long as there's a couple of seconds on the clock, we'll take it.
All right. Thank you. You haven't done your Patrick Mahomes impersonation to Patrick Mahomes.
I have not.
But you've done your Shannon Sharp.
Thanks to you, putting me on the spot Super Bowl week a while back. Why don't you do your shot? Fritzy does a Shannon Sharp. What do you do that for?
I know. And he was in studio with us.
All right, let me hear it. Let me hear how we do it. The Broncos going to win the Super Bowl. I think the Broncos going to win the Super Bowl. They're going to win the AFC West for sure.
Not this year.
No.
Not this year. Oh, boy. You know, the Broncos haven't scored 24 points in a game this year.
They've scored 16 like 4 times.
Yes.
For some reason. That's the magic number for them.
And then you realize everything they gave up to Seattle, including their first-round pick, and not that they're going to use it on a quarterback, but they could leverage that and trade it to somebody because the Broncos don't look like they're going to get any better anytime soon. Yeah, Paulie?
Seattle has that draft pick. Right now it's the 5th pick of the draft, and they may have their quarterback situation settled. A double whammy.
Yeah.
And they don't owe Geno Smith any real money.
Yeah, but I think they're talking about a long-term contract for Geno Smith, that maybe they are settled on Geno Smith, just like Pete Carroll said. You guys thought we were all idiots. Yeah, Paulie.
You know who else is happy? The Detroit Lions have the Rams pick, and that pick is now the 6th pick of the draft. Who would have thought 2 or 3 months ago that pick would be the 6th pick?
Yeah, but then the Lions end up beating the Giants.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you doing? Don't you want a quarterback here?
Yeah, the Lions a month ago had the number 2 pick of the draft. Now they have the 13th pick with their own draft pick.
There were a couple of betting lines that stood out. And I said this on Friday. When I realized the Cowboys were favored in Minnesota, I thought, I think people are going to see Minnesota's a fraud. They've been blown out twice now. They got blown out at home. And Dallas could have named the score there. That was one of those where you go, okay, which team has the better record? Dallas Cowboys were by far the better team there. Here's Dak Prescott on, how it felt to do this in front of the Minnesota fans.
One of the guys says, "Hey, let's send some fans home early in the second half," and I think that's to your point. Those guys felt that whether they got up and left, they got quiet and just allowed us to play to our tempo and just to play to our standard, and it was great.
Cowboys' 37-point win is the biggest in the NFL this season, also the biggest road win in Cowboys franchise history. Whoa!
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that
What?
Stat of the day.
All right, best and worst of the weekend. We'll get to your phone calls coming up. Operator Tyler standing by. Seton got a poll question for the troops today.
Yeah, Dan, we have a who was the biggest winner this weekend?
Biggest winner?
Yeah, who was the biggest winner this weekend? The Raiders. That felt like a big win for them. With a handful of fellas right there who really felt like they needed a big win. Josh McDaniels needed a big win. Devontae Adams, he needed a win.
Yeah.
Derek Carr needed a win, man. That fella needed a pat on the back and like a, hey, look at us coming together, right?
Yeah. Come on, keep your head up. Let's go. Come on.
The Texans, big winners this weekend because that's a team who gets the program. The more they lose, the more we win. Davis Mills right out of the gate, boom, pick 6. Let's get it going.
I know.
All right.
You can lose in the NFL and still win.
Yeah.
You can lose in the NFL and still win because they did it this weekend.
Yeah, Paul.
The Texans are 1-8-1. That they messed up with that tie that opens the door, but they're a game and a half ahead of Carolina for the number 1 pick of the draft, so they're in good position. They also have Cleveland's draft pick, and who thought Cleveland would have be 3-7 at this point? They might get a little better, but right now Houston has 2 of the top 7 picks of the draft.
Yeah, and I wonder, because normally we look at that one quarterback and we go, hey, that's the guy you want. I don't know what you have in this draft. It feels like you have some potential starters here, but I don't know. Like I'm watching Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson doesn't look like he can play. And I think when this happened, when the draft happened, I thought that's the one guy who could be the bust. It might be Trey Lance, who knows? But I thought Zach Wilson, I don't even think he was scheduled to start his final year at BYU. And I always worry about those one-year wonders. And he may turn out to be a really good quarterback, but he was asked yesterday about, here's the question asked to Zach Wilson after the loss to the Patriots.
As an offense, though, I mean, when you guys are only able to score 3 points, the defense only lets up 3 points. I mean, do you feel like you let the defense down at all?
No. Thank you.
Ooh. If I was asked the question, I would probably not be as definitive in saying, no, we didn't let him down. Maybe make it a little nicer.
He's like, nah, screw those guys.
Yeah.
Let them down.
Yeah. How about the times when we score points and they give up a lot of points?
Hey, they gave up 3.
Yeah.
They could have given up 0.
Yeah, if they gave up 0, then we could have won. We scored 3. Yeah, I would have had a little better response there, Buckaroo. You got to take some blame because you did not look like an NFL quarterback there.
This has actually been a great preview of next hour's poll question, biggest loser this weekend.
Biggest loser.
Zach Wilson may or may not be on that list.